All right, hanging with my friend Georges St-Pierre. There's Fight Saturday night, Conor McGregor. Conor's dealing with things that very few people have ever experienced, money and fame and all that kind of stuff. You probably have some more insight than most into what he's dealing with.
Maybe not as much as him, but he's on a different level. I think he doesn't want to finish his career on a bad note, you know? You want to finish his career on a good note, and you want to be known as one of the greatest or the greatest to ever done it. So that's why he's coming back. He's a competitor in his soul.
One of the most famous athletes in the world today. He is without a doubt the most famous mixed martial artist in the history of the sport.
People think about money and they think about legacy and fame, but really it's a human being wanting to prove something in most cases, correct?
Yeah, when that's the thing that you have been doing all your life, you wanna be good at it, because you care about it, and you don't want to finish on a bad note. You want to finish on the top. You know, that's the dream of every athlete, I guess.
Every time you fight, so you came back, you fought Michael Bisping, you won a title, it all went great. But every time you take another fight, you risk losing again, you risk failing. There's a lot of weight to that.
There's always a risk, but bigger is the risk, bigger is the reward in a way. So that's the price to pay.
Georges St-Pierre! He is the new UFC middleweight champion!
When you started to become, well-known, famous, celebrated, people talked about you as the greatest of all time, did that add weight? Was it heavier when you fought?
The more there is pressure, the best I perform. I'm always being the best at performing when I feel I'm on the edge, you know? Like if I take one step back, I'm gonna fall off the edge. And that's how I perform the best. Pressure sometimes creates differences from people to people. Some guys, when the lights are on, they can't perform as well. Some they just get a little bit better. You know, that's how everybody deal differently with the pressure.
I don't have a word in my mouth right now. It's my dream come true, guys. Thank you for the support. Everybody here that came to support me.
For the average person watching the fight, they see punching and kicking and choking and grappling, but there's so much happening in your head. Like, that's the part that you have to do it to be able to understand, and it's very difficult to explain. But what is that? What's happening?
The fight are built on emotion, but the fight are not one on emotion. They're one on mundane thing that you do every day in training. And for me, it was always very important to focus on the objective stuff that I need to do to win, not on the subjective. The way I look at it is how I feel, what people are gonna think about me, what my opponent's gonna do. This is not important because this is something I don't control. The only thing that I control it's my game plan, the thing I needed to do, and these things need to be done at all costs. You know, if I want to win the fight, you need to focus on the objective, not on yourself, only on the thing that need to be done, and you have to do it like your life depend on it.
And preparation, you can control your preparation, you can control your mindset and your thought process to some degree. This is the stuff we work on.
Yeah, the mindset, how you will react, you need to do a lot of visualization. You know, when you fight a guy like Conor McGregor, this is something that no human being have probably ever lived in their life, except Conor. Conor is used because he's got the spotlight. He's the most popular fighter in MMA history. A lot of guys, when they face Conor, they can't believe how big this thing gets, you know, and I think they get caught up in the circumstances.
Oh! She slipped it! Conor is the new UFC featherweight champion of the world! Oh, unbelievable!
It would be cool to see you get to fight Conor McGregor. It would be a cool thing. But at this stage in your career, that may never happen, but it could.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you the truth. When I finish a training session, a lot of young guys, they still tell me, tell me the truth, George, you still get ready for a fight. Tell me, I won't tell nobody. And it's because I still get it, you know, I stopped, I took my retirement not because I can't fight anymore, it's because I don't want to fight anymore. When I'm finishing a training session, I feel like I want to do it, you know, I'm very excited, I feel good and strong and very confident. However, when I go back home after, or I wake up in the morning, or I go in bed at night, and I'm alone, I'm like, you know what? Hell no, why would I go back into that crazy drama? And also one thing that people don't need to consider and see about the situation I'm in. If I have no desire to fight every 3-4 months anymore. It's done. This part of my life is done. It was a lot of stress. I've done it for many years, and this part is done. If I ever fight again, it would be for one or, once a year maybe, but
For the thrill?
Yes, but all the guys that are available to fight for me, that people want to see me fight, they're all champions. They own title. And if I win, I get a title, I have to defend my title for the respect of the challengers, and I agree 100%.
But the right scenario, maybe. The right scenario, maybe you would fight again.
Right scenario would be like Dana White called me on my cell phone and, George, I want you to fight a guy that has a very big legacy, a guy that seems invincible. And the fight is not for a title. The fight is, it might be a champion, but the fight is not for a title fight. There's some ways that we do it, and it's not for a title. It's just a fight, And why I never understood why they attach so much importance about the title. I understand in a way, but the fans don't really care. They care about the fight. In boxing, there's so many titles. Everybody drop their title. They go up and down. And why we don't do the same in MMA? It's about the fight. It's not about the title. We care about the fight. Everybody knows who's the man. It's not necessarily the guy that owns the title. It's the guy that people think is the best guy. If you ask a normal guy who doesn't follow MMA, ask him who's the man in MMA, they all tell you it's Conor McGregor, because Conor McGregor is the most popular, or that's ultimately what everybody wants. They want the title help to achieve that stage, but it's about the fight.
You gonna watch Conor fight?
Absolutely, I'm a big fan. I love Conor McGregor. I love also how he promotes the fight. He's a very unique character. He's amazing to watch. Amazing martial artist as well.
Thanks, brother. Appreciate you.
Thanks.